So I gotta say, I was very excited when I heard that Olivia Colman, an actress I love, and Benedict Cumberbatch, an actor I love, were getting together to remake The War of the Roses, a film that I think is very funny from 1989. So I was very excited to see this movie. Would my enthusiasm hold up when I went to see it? Hey everybody, I'm Sean McBride, the movie guy, and today let's talk about The Roses.
How's married life?
The kids are amazing.
We're going to the beach!
All right, don't drown.
Ivy, it's a monster success.
Would you do a photo shoot for New York Magazine?
Nude?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'll do it anyway.
But you are still a failure.
You got fired.
Fired? I sense trouble.
In The Roses, Cumberbatch and Colman play a married couple. And while their marriage initially started out well, he was an architect and very successful at that, and she was a chef who had her own little restaurant, but things take a dark turn after a storm one day. His career goes in the toilet, and hers starts to ascend. That's the main inciting element of this movie here. Her career's on the upswing, his is on the downswing, and so they have to kind of change places in their marriage, and they don't handle the change so well. So this couple, their names are Theo and Ivy, and suddenly Theo has to take care of the kids, and he's trying to get them to be more health conscious, and suddenly she's all about her career and being on the covers of magazines and everything like that, and he is jealous of her success, and she is jealous of his relationship with the kids, and it all comes to a boil, and so now divorce is on the table, and they're gonna fight over this dream house they live in California. He designed it, but she's kind of been paying for it. And so who gets the house? They both want it, and they will stop at nothing to get what they want. So first things first, this is written by Tony McNamara. He is a very good writer. He wrote Poor Things and The Favourite. He's an Australian guy, and he really, I think when he writes comedy for British actors, you can really hear it. And here we have two great British actors. So they're having a lot of fun with his dialogue. And this scene here, and look, there's some profanity in this, and Olivia Colman drops a C-bomb that is just hilarious. Nobody can do that like she can. So I appreciated that, and I appreciated the chemistry between Colman and Cumberbatch. I think, you know, such acclaimed actors, they're certainly having a good time here, and you can see that certainly at the beginning, this movie starts out really well with a very funny scene when they're in a marriage counseling situation. Very funny stuff. Now, I don't think the supporting cast works quite as well here. And it's a high-profile supporting cast. Most notably, it's Andy Samberg and Kate McKinnon. And he is a lawyer best friend of our husband here. But Kate McKinnon's character is basically, she's horny. That's her whole one-note appeal here. She is there, and she's always dropping double entendres, trying to get in Benedict Cumberbatch's pants, right? I didn't care about that. It just wasn't really that funny. Nakuti Gawa, a.k.a. Doctor Who, and Sunita Mani, they're secondary or tertiary characters, and they're kind of wasted here as well. They're there to fill out the table and maybe drop a one-liner or something like that. They don't really add much to the film. I will say the one supporting character that makes an impact is Alison Janney playing a lawyer, and she is hilarious. She's only in it for, you know, she's really not in this movie a lot, but she sure steals it. She's really funny here. So look, this is supposed to be a very dark comedy, and it is. I mean, as the war between these two people escalates and they eventually get to the point where they're trying to sabotage each other and actually kill each other, it's supposed to be a very, very dark comedy. It does get there eventually, but it seems like the middle third of this movie, yeah, they're trying to pull their punches. I mean, they're trying to be a little too nice. It's funny, they kind of need to be detestable for this movie to work. And both actors are cognizant of, you know, their screen personas. I don't think they went for it. I don't think it's mean enough for this film to work. I mean, if you go back and look at the original 1989 movie that starred Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, both of those big movie stars were more than willing to get down and dirty. And that's the reason that movie works so well. They are willing to do whatever it takes and, you know, skewer their movie star personas here. That doesn't really happen here, and it kind of keeps the film from being too great. And so the bottom line for me is, look, I think that I like the chemistry. I like the acting cast, most of them. I do think some of the supporting characters were wasted. I think the script didn't really know what to do with the dark humor. And the real bottom line is this is a divorce. This is a dark and dirty and no holds bars type contest. And these two people need to be doing whatever they can do to beat their former spouse. And it just wasn't, cutthroat enough for me. So I think it's amusing. I just don't think it's great. So I give The Roses 2.5 stars out of 4. And seriously, do yourself a favor. If you have not seen the 1989 The War of the Roses, that was directed by Danny DeVito. That is a very funny, very dark movie. Now, obviously, you're going to need to like dark comedy, but I do. I thought that was great. So, and that's a far superior movie to this one. So, but hey, that's me. What do you think? I always love to hear your comments. Feel free to comment below. And of course, be sure to subscribe so you get my Movie Guy quick takes just as soon as they hit. And of course, subscribe to my podcast. It's called Two Movie Guys, the number 2. Two Movie Guys, where my friend Joe Fryer and I get together every week and we chat about all of the week's big new movies in much greater detail. Just search for Two Movie Guys wherever you get your podcasts. Okay, we're just getting going for the weekend here. There's several new movies out this week, but the next one we'll talk about is the latest Austin Butler starring film directed by Darren Aronofsky. That both men have their fan bases, so can it live up to the hype? We'll talk about Caught Stealing next up. See you then. Bye.